the channel, we got the WWE Mattel Ultimate Edition Walmart exclusive Ruthless Aggression Brock Lesnar.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE Mattel Ultimate Edition unboxing and review. And today on the channel we got the Walmart exclusive Ruthless Aggression Brock Lesnar. But for all your Brock Lesnar needs and a whole lot more that are not Walmart exclusives, make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. We'll do some comparisons later on in this video as well. As Brock Lesnar, no stranger to the Mattel lineup, as we do know over all these years here. And just recently, we got an Elite Ruthless Aggression that is very similar to this one here. You know how it goes. You got to have the yin and the yang, the Elite and the Ultimates. And we also got an Ultimate Brock Lesnar. Year ago, what is time? I don't know, 2 years ago, something like that. But of course, that's more of a modern take on Brock Lesnar, where this is the classic OG original, destroying the Hardy Boys, beating the Rock. Brock Lesnar is what we got right here. So young Brock Lesnar is here in the Ultimate line. So let's take a look at the packaging on this one. Of course, Walmart exclusive, part of the Ruthless Aggression line that we know. RVD is his stablemate in this series here. Big bubble window here, Ultimate Edition. You got the red, you got the white backgrounds going on. A little different packaging than the traditional Ultimate Edition releases. But you got Brock, all kinds of heads. 3 heads in here, a shirt, a bunch of different hands. Title belt, of course, which I've always preferred in an Ultimate Edition, looking good. There's all young Brock Lesnar right there, looking nice. Brock Lesnar on the back, or on the side right there, Brock Lesnar. You got the Ruthless Aggression logo up here, I forgot to mention that. Then on the back, you got the glamour shot of the figure, glamour shot of the man himself. You got the blurb, you got the tail of the tape, all the hits being played. Let's see what it says about our friend Brock Lesnar. Height 6'4", 286 pounds, from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Finisher F5, career highlights, Universal Champion, WWE Champion. I've told the story before. Way back about this time of Brock Lesnar, he was at the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame up there in Waterloo, Iowa. He was there, he was very early into his WWE career. Might have even been the first or second year there. And I'll never forget, there was a picture, and I wish I had this picture still, but I was at my biggest. I was a big-time weightlifter, all that kind of stuff. You know, I lifted very heavy, especially back in my college days and stuff. So I was about 260 pounds or so. 6'1", 6'2" with shoes on, maybe something like that. And I was standing behind Brock Lesnar, and you couldn't see me at all. It was like he covered the whole sun, is what it was like. It was unbelievable, just the presence of Brock Lesnar, especially in his young time frame. I mean, he's still quite the presence now. But back then, he was just an absolute beast, and it was crazy. There wasn't a lot of dudes that were bigger than me at the time. And man, he was a monster, just a monster I saw with my own 2 eyes. So definitely a specimen, as some might say there. So there you go. Finisher F5, Universal Champion, WWE Champion are his career highlights. Before he was the Beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar debuted in WWE as the next big thing. The monstrous rookie ran roughshod over everyone from Undertaker to The Rock to Hulk Hogan, and ended his first year as the undisputed WWE Champion. And I'll never forget when he came into the WWE at the time, when he destroyed the Hardy Boys and those multiple power bombs and Spike Dudley, and man, I was like, oh man, I'm here for this. And then of course, that was on Raw, I believe, and over on SmackDown, we had Batista making his debut, and I'm like, man, 2 big jacked up dudes, man, sign me up all day long. Kind of a little yin and yang over there on the side. So simpler times, or something like that. But let's get them out of the package here and see what's going on. The greatest rookie year in the history of the WWE right there. And then on this side, the next big thing, of course, that being Brock Lesnar. Off to the side. See you later. Goodbye. Plastic Prison. Man, this is an interesting one here. Interesting one there. There he is, old Brock. All the kind of different stuff going on. Let's get him out of the package. Let's see what's going on with this one. Interesting body style. A lot of these Ultimates have some interesting body styles that we've talked about in similar reviews here on the channel recently. And we're going to talk about it here once again. Pop that out. There we go. Got everything. See you later. Goodbye. Oh, we got one of these. Got one of these. Bam! See you later off the screen. There it goes. All right, let's look at these accessories before we dive into Brock too much here. Let's go through all this. First, we'll take a look at the hands. 2 gripping hands right out of the package. He's ready to grip something if he needs to. And then he's got the crazy maniacal open hands here. So he can give you one of these or one of these. And I always call these the Ultimate Warrior hands. When he just like, how do I defeat this Macho Man? How do I do it at WrestleMania 7? And then he showed us all how it was done. You just put one foot on his chest and take the pinfall. It's real easy. Warrior figured it out real quick. But those hands remind me of that. And then, of course, 2 Fists of Fury. I'm here for some fists for Brock Lesnar all day long. We do get the title belt. Now, this is a great title belt. Nowhere near as iconic as the Winged Eagle it is for me, or even the old school classic Intercontinental title. But whenever I do see this title belt, I always think of the JBLs, the Eddie Guerreros, and of course the Brock Lesnars is who I think of with this. Even the Hulkster a little bit. But definitely a moment in time title belt there. But really nice. I always love it. And I always prefer getting ultimate title belts with my Ultimate Edition figures. So there you go. Now we get a shirt here, and I was wondering if it was going to be Eddie Guerrero style, where it was like a real shirt you had to pull over or remove the arms, slide it on. You know how that goes. This is actually the old school kind of Velcro type t-shirts with this one. Does say Brock on the front. He is the next big thing on the back. Just a traditional kind of t-shirt there. And this one's kind of cool because you could technically use this with his Elite or this Ultimate, depending what you want to do. Choose your own adventure at the end of the day, as I always do say. So we do get a t-shirt with him right there. Now we get Brock and a sea of heads. A sea of heads with this one here. Now it is young Brock Lesnar here. It is crazy to see Brock. He's got tattoos, but without that big chest tattoo that's become so iconic for him. It just looks weird to not see that anymore on this one. He didn't have it, so it wouldn't be on here. So there you go. But let's look at the head sculpt on this. This is just young Brock, straight out of school, straight off the farm. A lot of life ahead of him is what this looks like to me. Very plain Jane, just kind of sitting there, just kind of chilling out, hanging out, all that kind of stuff. I actually had a buddy that I worked with that actually went to college with Brock Lesnar and had a couple of different classes with him back in the day. And he said he was a pretty quiet guy, at least in class, which I'm sure he was probably like, man, get me through this class. I'm sure that's what he was saying. But definitely just a plain Jane Brock Lesnar going on there. Now we get the second head, and it's the screaming maniacal head. He's got the mouth wide open. You can see the tongue. You can see the teeth. You can see the crazy eyes. He's got that going on there. Got a haircut you can set your watch to. There's no doubt about that on all these heads here. But you got the crazy head with that one. And then we get another crazy head with just a little bit of mouth open, but once again, the crazy eyes going on there. Definitely interesting. And then the third head, basically the exact same head. It's the same face, same eyes. It's just the mouth is totally closed with just some teeth showing. So 3 kind of crazy heads and 1 just plain Jane head. Really would have liked to see something in the middle here. I felt like one of these heads at least could have been something different. We see that a lot with Ultimate Editions. We get too many heads, like the Randy Orton, for example, which we unboxed on the channel or on Patreon, depending when you're watching this. Just feels a little bit different here. So would have liked to see more varied head sculpts in these Ultimates going forward. This one, the Randy Orton before it, just a lot of the same heads it kind of feels like. So I don't know what they're going to do there, but that's kind of my take on that one. And honestly, I might just do the plain Jane one here. We have so many crazy Brock Lesnar heads. We don't really display, or at least I don't really display too many just regular plain Jane Brock Lesnar heads. But let's walk through this one articulation-wise really quick first. You got the butterfly shoulders, bicep cuts, double jointed, pinless elbows, hands back forth side to side, hands removable, arms all the way around. Plenty of nice movements here, not too tight, not too loose. Got the hula hoop at the top, got the traditional waist, head removable, back forth, side to side, all the head movement you could need. Those big old Brock splits if you need them. Of course, he does have the drop down hips, G.I. Joe style as I always call it. Thigh cut, double jointed knees, boot cut, ankles back forth, side to side, up and down. Very loose ankles on here, a little looser than normal. I'm here for it. And then, of course, the patented Todd McFarlane toe articulation on him. Looking good, feeling good right there. Of course, does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on all your Mattel stands. And he does fit perfectly there. Should have more of those stands in stock at ringside sooner rather than later, I do believe. But definitely interesting. Of course, it is Brock. You got the black wrist tape, black tights, black knee pads, black boots, and that's it. Not even a smile here, but definitely plain Jane as plain Jane gets with Brock Lesnar here. I guess he lets his ring work do the talking. There's no doubt about it. Now, he does got quite the big barrel chest, big chest on this one. And we've seen some of these Ultimates, like Eddie Guerrero, be a little bit too big. This one, maybe, I think it's okay. I think it's okay. He's got a very Bill Kazmaier, Ted Arcides type build, kind of a big barrel chest kind of going on, but kind of on point there for Brock Lesnar, as we do know. You do get the tattoos there on both shoulders, and then you get the big back tattoo as well. Got to have that with this Brock. That's part of his crazy look back in the day when you saw him. You're like, wow, this dude's big, jacked, big muscular guy. But man, look at that crazy tattoo that's on his back. It's just absolutely wild stuff. Then you get a little bit of that action down there on the back of his trunks to give a little bit of personality to these tights here. But not a whole lot going on with Brock. Obviously, Brock a little bit plain Jane, especially during this time frame. It's not the modern day cowboy Brock with the big ponytail, the hat maybe, the big beard. This is baby Brock Lesnar just finding his way in life. This is exactly what this one is here. But it is very cool, and I really do feel like all these tip-top stars like Brock, they're going to give a lot of different versions to in the Ultimate Edition line. We've seen it with Warrior. We've seen it with Hogan, Macho Man. Well, Brock Lesnar, Eddie Guerrero's of the world, Rey Mysterio's. Got to imagine we're going to see a heck of a lot more Ultimate Editions throughout the years. And I think I'm okay, at least as of now, and I got this one right here. There's his prior Ultimate Edition. A little bit more deluxe feeling here, just a little bit more bells and whistles with this one. But you got young Brock, you got old Brock. I feel like we're good on Brock Ultimate Editions. Unless they want to give us Cowboy Farmer Brock in an Ultimate Edition, you never know. But I definitely like both instances of these, both kind of yin and yang of his career in some ways here. So very cool to get both these in Ultimate Editions, but I think I'm good on Brock Lesnar Ultimate Editions for now. For now, at least. There you go. And then we do got the Ruthless Aggression Brock Lesnar, the fairly recent one. Not a ton of differences here. So I can see a lot of loose collectors saying, hey, I grabbed the Ruthless Aggression one. I don't need the Ultimate Edition, or maybe vice versa, depending what and how you collect. But you could take this shirt here, like I was talking about. You could obviously put it on the Brock from the Ultimate Edition, but you could also put it on this one if you wanted to. If you just wanted to make use of it, if you wanted this one to be shirtless, you could make use of the shirt with this one. Choose your own Brock Lesnar adventure, really, at the end of the day, is what you got to do. But good for what it is. Is it the most flashy Ultimate? By no means, but it is definitely a historical and a significant Brock Lesnar. And really, the only real gripe I have with this one, I would have liked to seen a little bit more varied heads. And I know Brock's not a man of a million emotions, but maybe kind of that Cheshire grin, that kind of smile he had would have been great on one of these as well. Is what it is, though. We'll take what we can get at this point, I guess. But this is a Walmart exclusive, so we know what that entails. Trouble. Trouble is what that entails. But be on the lookout for it at Walmart sooner rather than later. So there it is, Brock Lesnar Ultimate Edition Walmart exclusive. What are your guys' thoughts? Picking this one up? Passing? Playing the long game? Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day. And then some. We've got even more content, if you can believe that, over on the Patreon, including early access to videos like this, bonus content, exclusive content, giveaways, Q&As, you name it, all going on down over the old Patreon. And Patreon, your best way to support this very YouTube channel and all the content it does bring. You can also support channel ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media, SirPaul64 on X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads and Instagram. So for Brock Lesnar, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.